Musapute sungano, sungane chondea.
Oh, Dio sungano. Hello Joseph, welcome to itsazindexworld. It's a blog about Zimbabwean people. How are you doing?
I'm very fine. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how are you finding England at the moment? I know you always come here.
It's very cold. Usually when I come, it's usually in summer or just after summer. But,
Yeah.
this time it's a bit cold, but finding it alright.
Yeah, we see that you did come with your choir at the moment.
No, just
What would you say, like, why you're here at the moment? Is it just holiday or actually doing some work?
well, it's pretty much a mixed kind of trip. I'm here for business at the same time. I'm on leave. But you know how it is if you are leading an organization. There is no leave.
Yeah.
So I'm here. I'm just spending time with one of my mentors. His name is Bishop John Francis. He has a church here called Drua. At the same time, I'm trying to get some rest from the busy 2014 and also re-strategizing 2015, seeing how we can grow the organization, grow the ministry, impact more, and reach out more.
So at the moment, all the Zimpraise is on holiday as well, or is it just they're actually doing some other stuff at the moment?
Well, Zimpraise people, they're not full time. It's a ministry. It's just like coming to church and doing whatever you do and serving. So, well, I wouldn't call it a holiday. Of course, we don't have much activity happening. Our offices are open. People are going to work. Those that work within the internal office. But we don't have much activity happening. Yeah. As of yet.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask you have 115 members as in Praise. So how does that work out? Like when you come here, the payments, like are all of them paid the same? Are all of them paid, or like you said, it's like a ministry, they come in and out. So how does that work out?
Okay, first of all, the members are actually 150.
150?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And what happens with Zimpraise is I think there's been a misconception or a misunderstanding of what Zimpraise actually is. When Zimpraise was founded, we founded it with the intention of basically changing the face of gospel music in Zimbabwe. It wasn't my full-time job, and I didn't require to go and work for Zimpraise so that I make money. I was already well established with Extol Media Group. I'm sure you still see Extol Media Group in some. We do the audiovisual for Zimpraise. But what then we kind of noticed was, you'd get into churches, and there are some churches that are quite well established in terms of praise and worship. Then there are some churches that are not, really doing well. You'd walk in and you're like, wow, what's happening? And we kind of then, God gave us a vision of, basically changing the whole, gospel music industry in Zimbabwe. So I teamed up with McDonald, Chidava NZ, and a few other guys that came in, like Gary Kaindanga, and we basically started doing this, whole having people come in, they minister together. We actually started with basically the gospel musicians in Zimbabwe, the established ones like Pastor G and Sebastian Magacha, Bethan Pastor. All these guys were part of Zimpraise. Okay. So groom people, then they go and do their solo albums, and that's what's been happening. So people come into Zimpraise not to work for Zimpraise, but it's a ministry where we are basically ministering through music first of all, and then secondly we are grooming talent and musicians. So it's amazing how you see people come into Zimpraise. When they come, they have the spirit of actually learning and getting things. But as time goes, you see people growing, and we have no problem with releasing people. We've had people, half the people, if not 3/4 the people that are in Zimpraise now were not there when 2 years ago. They were not even there 2 years ago. Not even when we started. I think of the people that started Zimpraise, we have about 3-4 members that are still in. But that's basically what it's about. You come, you learn, you go to your church, you impact. It's we've gone on to actually have an academy where people actually register into the academy. They do not pay to be in the academy. It's a free it's a free education if you are a part of the Zimpraise organization. So we do not pay people to be in Zimpraise. In actual institutions like Hillsong and other places, people are actually required to be in the school of creative arts or music.
Yeah.
But with Zimpraise, we're basically saying we understand, the situation that's happening in Zimbabwe. People don't have to pay to be in the academy. You come, you learn, you take it to your church, and then you impact. And we don't even require you to pay us for whatever knowledge that you've acquired. I went to Australia, I studied what I studied, and I took it back to my country. And I'm saying, look, let the youths and let these people come and develop within the organization. Learn music, learn gospel music, learn how it's done, and then take it out there. So we don't pay the members the 100. I mean, even an industry that is selling shoes or anything, they wouldn't be able to pay 150 people right now in Zimbabwe.
Yeah. We realize as well that you are working with kids as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that one, the way you're doing auditions for kids?
So basically, within Zimpraise, the organization, people know the choir because it has more members, but it's an organization. We have the Zimpraise Academy, the institute that teaches music. We have the Zimpraise Choir. We have Zimpraise Trust, the organization that helps us. That helps out with projects in the rural areas and stuff. Then we have Zimpraise Kids, the one you're asking about. Basically with Zimpraise Kids, it's the same as the senior choir, but this time these are kids that are being groomed musically, creative arts, dance, acting, playing instruments and singing as well. So we have a kids choir. It has about 300 kids in there right now. But basically what we're saying is these kids, the Bible says in Proverbs, train up a child in the ways that you want them to grow. And that's basically where we took it from. We're saying let them come, we groom them. And it's not just about music. Even academics, these kids are taught how they're supposed to relate to each other in school, and how they are supposed to take life as they grow. So you find that we've been actually getting good feedback and reviews from parents that brought their kids into the institute. They basically come in and they go to their schools, and schools are actually giving reports that we can see a change in your child. What has been happening? How are they being groomed? How are you doing them? How are you doing it at home? And you see that sometimes parents get busy, they work so much. So we're saying, okay, bring these kids. And basically, Jesus says the greatest in the kingdom must be like these kids. So we're saying these are the greatest in the kingdom of God. They have a very clear conscience. They are not thinking about what the other generation is thinking. How are we gonna make money out of this? I didn't even think about money when I started Zimpraise. Even now, it's not about the money. I do other things. I have other things that I engage in that are able to support me as a person. But as an organization, if anything, if I was to be actually honest with you, Zimpraise actually requires more funding from me and other members that have partnered with us in the organization, rather than it giving us anything. Because if you look at the shows that we have, even if we are said to be making $10,000, $15,000 out of a commercial show, that money is not enough to sustain the organization the whole year. Last year alone, we did 3 concerts in Harare, and we're running an organization for the whole year. Our budgets are all over 200,000, 300,000. And 3 concerts are not going to be able to cover up 300,000 in terms of operations. Our offices alone require almost, So you can't be, you can't even compare the two. If people actually come and open the books and they're like, okay, let's see how much you guys are making, we'll be like, clearly come and do it, come and audit. And we've had auditors come and they've been able to ask, how are you guys doing it? And we're like, no. We work and we support this vision because it's my passion. I love this and I enjoy doing it. So I'm willing to part with whatever I part, as long as my ministry and what God has put in me is able to reach out.
So do you think that it will be able to sustain itself for many more years to come, or without making as much profit as it should?
We are on Zimpraise season 7 now. And we have never missed a year without doing a Zimpraise event. One thing that I know is when God starts something, He'll accomplish it. And it's not really about how I think whether it's going to make it or not, but it's really about what God wants. And as far as it is, we've been able to do it. We've had people come. God has brought people that support. Some have come and supported and left, and then others come, they support and they leave, and some have stayed. So really, I know it's going to work as long as we still have the right motive. The moment we probably start saying, now we want to change this, let's make money out of this, then there's a question. But what I'm saying is, look, we have other things that are also in there. The kids academy, some of the kids pay to be in the academy. and that money is the money that is being used to sustain events.
Yeah.
If you look at actually what it costs us to have a live DVD, like the recent one that we did, the 2014, the Revelation, that DVD alone cost us over 100,000. The stage costs way over 80,000 just to set up. We had 8 platforms. It had to be engineered from scratch. We had to bring in a company. We had brought in a lighting designer from South Africa. We brought in our system, which was hired from different companies. We had live generators. We had all that. If you break it down, no company is charging us less than $5,000 in terms of just the service providers. Then on its own, the engineering to set up the stage. The stage was made just for that event. It was not going to be hired after. It was not. It was just for that event. So you find that all that it costs us a lot of money, and it can never be recovered by selling a DVD for $1 in the street.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So nobody can stand and tell me that Zimpraise is making money and you guys are eating the money. I was who I am right now before I was the CEO of Zimpraise.
Yeah.
And God had been able to bless me, and I appreciate that because I got the blessing. I'm able to bless others. I'm able to create music. I'm able to write the music, and I'm sure we are where we are because God is still a part of this. I mean, if He didn't love the way we were doing things, I don't think we would have been where we are right now. So I'm sure I'm definitely sure that the hand of God is upon Zimpraise and what we're doing.
So from what you said about the Zimpraise, that you get different people, it's part-time, how are you managing to look out for their behaviors when they are not in Zimpraise? Because even though they are at Zimpraise, they go off and do their own things.
Well, there has always been an issue. There's no institute with no discipline. If you go to your church or any church, whatever church you go to, I'm sure you find many disciplinary issues. That's why you find even in church people are disciplined. And akuna, there's no place that you go and not find disciplinary issues. And we have those in Zimpraise. It's an organization of youth people that are meeting. And nobody's coming into Zimpraise because they are perfect. Remember, they come in and all of us are thriving for perfection. You are not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Yeah. Now, if there's going to be a judge, let the judge be perfect. And I'm saying, look, if these people come, we try by all means to make sure that we look out for people as much as we can see them. And if somebody does something that is against, whatever, we have a thick code of conduct that basically, it's a big document that explains what is expected of a member in Zimpraise. If they behave in a way that we do not expect, and there's proof that they've done that, and it's brought to us, we look into it and we see whether this person can be, there's an element of repentance, and we can work through them and help them, probably sit them down and we help them through the process of whatever is happening, be it drugs, be it whatever, abuse or whatever is happening. If they can be helped, we'll try and help them. If they can't be helped by us, we'll just send them over to another institute that can take care of them. We do not throw people away, we do not curse people, because it's the same as a church. If somebody goes to church and the church, because the problem that we're actually having in the church now is when people go there, they are being told, you are a drunkard, so get out of church. But Jesus says, I did not come for the saved. Because if all of you were saved and I had come, then what was the reason for me to come? He actually spent his time with people that were unsaved than the saved, because they didn't need him. So Zimpraise is there to support those people. And we've had issues. I will not lie, we've had people that have come, they had serious problems. And some of them, they've been able to recover from whatever. We have a lot of testimonies that we have. So we look into that and we make sure that we have put down a system that is able to administer where people are expected to report, even if they're at home or they are, within Zimpraise or wherever they are able to report, I've done this, I'm at this place, this is what's happening. We have mentors that mentor over them and look out for those people.
So how do you deal with the media when they are talking about, especially the guys, that they're womanizers, even yourself? How do you protect the brand that is Zimpraise?
Well,
things like that?
I have one way of dealing with that. I basically ignore when I really notice that, this is, because what's happening is you find that there are people that came with different expectations in Zimpraise. They expected they're going to come and they're going to either take over the organization, make money out of it, become popular. Some came because they wanted to be popular, and they did become popular, and they still want to become more popular. So what they do is they go to the media and then they put out, because they're trying to also establish their own institutes like Zimpraise. So what they are basically trying to do is copy what we are doing, but they can never copy who we are.
Yeah.
So those are two different things.
Yeah.
So what happens is those people then start attacking on Zimpraise so that they are able to, grow their, grow their own organization by stepping on somebody else. And look, I am yet to see somebody who has succeeded doing that. Yeah, it will never work. What we just do is we just ignore if we see that if there's a, if people have something to ask, like you have done, you asked me, you wanted to have an interview. Yeah. I allowed you because I understood your intentions. So if they go to the newspaper because they are expecting me to respond, I do not respond to the, to allegations. I believe, a person must come to me to be on the same level. But if you're going to the media and how the media sometimes attack, but look, the media hasn't been always attacking on us. We've had good stories, we've had great support from the media. The Herald has supported us, all these different issues, Newsday, Daily News in Zimbabwe, Sunday Mail, they've been supportive. Yeah. And we have people that actually understand the ministry and the mission more than, the other things that they say. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's expected that if you do something good for the rest of the year and you miss out a day, let's say one of the members just stumbles or does something, that is the rest. That is what they'll remember. But the fact that we've been feeding kids, we've been paying school fees for some other kids, the things that we do, the ministry that we do, how we've reached out, people that are healed through our ministry, how people are being delivered, they will not remember that. Neither do they care about that, because basically it's none of their business. Yeah, so they'll drink coffee to somebody has done this, or Joseph has been called, he's been, they're saying Joseph is a womanizer, or they're saying Joseph is eating money from Zimpraise. If those people have real allegations, they'll come and they'll say, Joseph, we want to ask you this. Yeah. Is it true that you are spending Zimpraise money? Then I'll be like, okay, show me what money. Are you sure that, Zimpraise is able to maintain this kind of, it's they're just allegations. Yeah. And the way it is, I've tried, the first days it used to affect me, I must say. Especially when I started, when you're passionate about something, you cry, I'd go to my dad, I'll go to my room, I'll go to my mentor and tell them, look, this is what's happening. But eventually, I grew stronger, and I actually noticed that you cannot make it without people talking about you. It's expected. Everybody's talked about. Barack Obama, the most powerful man, is talked about. People are still not happy with, they thought he was campaigning, and they said, look, I'm saying I don't need another term, I'm not campaigning. I'm saying what I said when I came into office, and you thought I was campaigning. Let's do this health insurance. Even though as I'm walking out, I'm still going to tell you, let's fix the system. So I will praise God, and I'll make sure that Zimpraise praises God either way. Even if the media attacks or it doesn't attack, it's expected.
How do you manage to stay grounded as a young guy with everything that you've done, being successful with Zimpraise and everything else that you do? How do you manage to stay grounded?
When you say grounded,
like to stay humbled and to not let the fame get the best of you.
I think God has just protected me from other things. Some of these things, when you pray, because much of what I do is not actually physical. It's very spiritual. Because when you sing, when people are delivered, when things are happening, when demons are manifesting, it's very spiritual. And I must say, pride and things like, women getting drunk and letting this fame come to you, it's expected, and it happens so much, especially to young people like me. People would expect by now that Zimpraise should be at the point where it's falling, because probably the CEO should be doing this, and but I must say prayer has kept me where I am. I always pray, and I understand that this is a gift, not that I gave to me. I'm not in this position because I worked my way to be here. This is not, Zimpraise is not like a company where you get opportunities or what. It's by the divine orchestration of God. So God has put me here. And the last thing I want is to disappoint what He has put in me. I may get, carried away here and there. But the moment, God is like, I'm removing my gift. Remember Saul in the Bible? Yeah. God says to David, I've removed my hand of Saul. because he hasn't been obedient. And God anoints David. So there's always another person. So the moment you know that there's always somebody better than you, you work the best to the ability of what you have at that point. And that has kept me humble. I understand that the gift is it's not about Joseph Madziyire. It's not about, like we've said, it's about Jesus. It's not about Zimpraise. I've had people like that in the choir, like youngsters who come and then they grow big heads. They, first of all, when they come into my office, Mr. Madziyire, I want help, please. I want to launch my career. I want to do this. You give them a platform. You allow them to travel with you. And after that, their heads grow so big to the extent that you can't even tell them, no, don't even sing like that. They'll tell you, who are you? Just tell me that. They have a platform. They have a few followers on Facebook. 2,000 followers. They have 50 comments on their status updates. They'll go and write whatever they like, and that gets them. That's the best platform that they have, and they don't understand that platform. There's always a greater platform. I don't think there's anybody that has reached the highest point where everybody's like, they've gotten there. Everybody wants more. Even Beyonce, where she is, she still wants more fans. So I mean, if you understand that it's not about getting people and letting people come around you, you stop looking at people and trying to get the fame, trying to get the money and all. If you understand your mission, be able to impact as much as you can when you still have the opportunity and you're still alive. One day they'll remember that there was Joseph and I'll be gone. One day people will watch this interview that we're having and say, okay, this guy actually meant what he was talking about, when we've been able to achieve what we've done, and maybe I'm not there anymore.
Do you think that young people look up to you, and if they do, how do you manage to not do anything for them to think, well, he's done this now, so there's no point for us to carry on?
Definitely. On a daily basis, I'm getting messages on Facebook, and I try by all means. Sometimes I fail to respond to all of them, but I try by all means to respond to every message. Every hour, I have 3-4 messages coming from people, youngsters, that are saying, you inspire us, please, can you be my mentor, please, can you do this? And I mean, the best person that can mentor is Jesus Christ. And what I do is, of course, I'm very human. I'm still very human. And I do not let anything get to my head. I try and give them what I can when I can give them. And I mean, the best teacher to anybody is the Holy Spirit. I'm sorry, I'm very spiritual, but okay. It's what has brought me to where I am. People will be like, give us practical facts. Joseph, tell us, how have you managed to do this? I haven't done anything. I just prayed and I told God what I wanted. And everything He orchestrates, He makes it happen in His own time. So I've tried by all means to, allow youngsters into my space. Those that I can, I train other people. I have people that are in the studio right now. They are running. I have people that are in the office. My executive director, when we started, we both were very young. We knew nothing. Israel Sevens, I'm sure you know him. Mr. Wellington Kwenda, we have other directors. All these people are people that I didn't see their experience in anything, but I saw their passion in this. And I work more, I'm a person who works more with passion rather than experience and expertise. If you have the passion, then experience and expertise can come to where passion is. But passion will never come where there's expertise or experience. A person can be it can be an expert in what they do, but they don't have a passion, they will not achieve. But a person can be very passionate about what they want to do and not have the expertise, but they will achieve. So that's how I try and mentor these young people as well.
The Zimpraises that have left or that are doing their albums and everything, are you always supporting them? Even if someone like Sharon, she's got an album that's come out, are you always there supporting them the same way you do with the Zimpraise when they're in Zimpraise?
Definitely. This year, actually, I made an announcement on the first one we did our Zimpraise CEOs Awards, and I told them that this year is going to be more of grooming people within Zimpraise. God clearly told me Zimpraise is now established and it's growing. Focus on people and growing them. And I have most of the time I try and help out where people. Me, I'm a very honest person. I like people that are honest. If a person comes and tells me there's a problem here and I need help here and there, and I'll help them there. But you have members that just leave because they're disgruntled, because they feel like you are supposed to look at them, and they are not supposed to look at you.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to be chasing other. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, can you please come to the studio? Let's do this song. Let me do this for you. But people like Sharon. Sharon has been in Zimpraise since 2012. She came to me and she told me, look, I want to grow. I produced the album that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I spend my time, as busy as I get, I would sit in the studio and work on that project. And I wrote most of the songs on the album. And, and I try and help these people. Even if they have left, if you live under a good, relationship. If a person comes to me and tells me, Mr. Madziyire, I want to leave and, I'm going to be I'll be like, fair and fine. I've never held anyone from leaving. We have 150 members. Every extra member costs not only Zimpraise, but even me, my time and even money and resources.
Yeah. And
I'm willing to invest in them. I have no problem to do that. So when somebody leaves, it's not like I'm going to be like, no, don't go. We allow them to grow. But it's the way that you live.
Yeah.
If you live under a blessing and you come and say, I want to leave, I'm going to be doing this, we'll support you. But if you live and they're saying, Zimpraise is like this, Zimpraise is like that, and that, most of them do that because they want attention.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they get the attention that they want for a period that they can get it. But at the end of the day, it's not about the attention, it's about what you want to do as a person.
I also wanted to ask about the awards that you did. What was the reason behind it? What did you feel was the reason for you to give specific awards to specific people?
Well, basically, it's just an endorsement.
Yeah.
Us saying, look, we've been watching this person and we've seen that they are good at this.
Yeah.
And I'll be very honest, I gave awards even to members that have left. Even some that left, cursing us and saying if they deserved, if they were good at what they do, we did give them the award. Because I felt that, I needed to appreciate these guys for what they've done. So I basically, got awards and whatever we did. And we're like, let's appreciate these people. They've done well. I mean, either way, even if some of them just leave, at the end of the day, they came and they were part of the organization, and we appreciate them.
Okay, how do you find people to collaborate with? I know on shows you always have other artists coming to sing with you. Is there specific people that you look out for, or you work with anyone? To
be honest, most of those people I don't actually go and look for them. Most of them have been people that have been like, no, want to come and be part of this. You have some that I look at and I'm like, this guy is doing well, but how come people can't see his music? So there are people, there's a guy called Prosper Mateo. He's on the new DVD. He sang a song in collaboration with Sharon. And I heard him sing, I was like, this guy is good, but why is he not known? So basically we called them and they were like, come and sing and let your music, go out there. I mean, when we have our events now, God has privileged us that people love Zimpraise. We had 13,000 people attend the last live DVD.
Yeah.
And these people did not come because there was anyone else in the poster. They came because Zimpraise was going to be ministry. And then when these people have come, we're saying, let them know of your music as well.
Yeah.
So we're giving a platform to other musicians. So if anything, it is a platform that we're saying, let them come and showcase their music, allow their music to minister to everyone else. Zimbabwe is big, the world is big. Zimpraise alone will never be able to conquer the world with gospel music. It's impossible. It's inevitable, it will never happen. But what we're able to do is to raise other people and also empower them to reach out. And people want to listen to different. I'm sure when you listen to Zimpraise, sometimes you get fed up, you'll be like, let me listen to Take Sure. Let me listen to this one. So we're saying, let those artists come and let them be known so that people will know. The system, the thing that is holding people from actually getting music now is the system. You would not have known about, a certain musician who you now know if Zimpraise hadn't given them the platform.
Are there any specific things that you are doing on your own away from Zimpraise?
Oh, definitely.
That you're doing? Are you going back to doing your solo stuff, or are you still working with Zimpraise?
Well, much of my time has been, I'm full-time in Zimpraise now. But I have Extol Media Group, the one that produced Sharon's album. We have Zimpraise Music Company, which is basically distributing music now. And, those are things that I do apart from Zimpraise. I also do real estate. I also do, other things that support Zimpraise. And most of the things that I'm doing are basically to finance the organization rather than myself. So, because I dedicated my life into serving God and this vision. So that's basically what I've given my time to.
Finally, is there anything that Zimpraise is doing this year, like any international tours or any other shows that are coming up this year?
Definitely, we have a number of international tours that are going to be coming up. I like not to announce them before they come, but I'm hoping we're definitely not yet sure if we're coming to the UK. I don't think we'll be doing a concert in UK. If we're coming, it's just going to be ministry. But we're not doing anything. But 2016, we're doing something in the UK. We're going to have a live DVD recording here, live in London. Then we are hoping we're going to do America. We're going to do Australia as well this year. In Zimbabwe, we have a number of events. We have the hymns night where we're going to be doing old hymns, like church hymns. So we're taking all those apostolic hymns and just, redoing them and allowing people to, be ministered to. The old generation love them. I love them myself. And we also have Zimpraise Kids is going to do a live DVD. We have concert. We have Women of Praise. The women in Zimpraise, they're doing their own live DVD. Men of Worship, all the men in Zimpraise, they're doing their own album. Then we have the Zimpraise live DVD. It's a festival again this year. So we're going to have the festival, and it's going to be, it's going to be big. But we've moved the DVD to October this year.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for answering all the questions.
Thank you very much, Linda. I appreciate your time.
All right.
God bless you.
All right, and you too. Thank you.
Musapute sungano, sungano ya chondea.